I'm so excited for another PragerU video. I love them. They're so smart. They're so intelligent. All right, PragerU. If we lose John Locke, we lose America. This statement I agree with. Straight off the bat, I agree with this statement. What does Ben Shapiro have to say with it?
When John Adams and Benjamin
Franklin,
Franklin read Thomas Jefferson's draft of the Declaration of Independence, they undoubtedly recognized two things.
That's too loud.
Jefferson.
That's way too loud. Is that too loud? That's way too loud. Hold up. I'm sorry. Oh.
Peerless prose and the political wisdom of the 17th century English thinker John Locke.
Yep, I agree. John Locke, smart guy.
We still admire Jefferson's skill as a writer.
Yeah, no,
but
crap.
we have lost.
I don't like him. I don't like the way he looks at me. I really don't. Ben Shapiro, host the Ben Shapiro Show. Isn't John Locke that fictional character from the show called Lost? Yes.
Just an appreciation for Jefferson's.
But he was also an Enlightenment thinker and philosopher. So that's cool. Did John Locke write the Magna Carta? Magna Carta. No. Who wrote the Magna Carta? King John. Oh yeah, okay. That was 1215. I'm way off on that history. Whoops. Alright, yeah, Ben Shapiro's ugly. Alright.
Philosophical mentor. John Locke was born in 1632 in a small village in Somerset, England. He studied at Oxford to be a physician and achieved fame as a political theorist.
Yes, he did.
In 1690, he authored one of the most famous political tracts in history, 2 treatises of government. England had just gone through a period of great political turmoil, the so-called Glorious Revolution of 1688.
Nice.
In which the Catholic king, James II, was overthrown and replaced by a Protestant one, William of Orange.
William of Orange. See, I don't want to comment on this because I do not know much of Anglo history. Sorry. He could be lying to all of us right now, and I wouldn't know. So that's L on my part.
The purpose of that revolution, which Locke supported, was not merely to substitute one king for another, but to move power away from the monarch and place it in the hands of the people.
So I'm interested to see how Ben Shapiro is going to tie this into America today, because the statement that if we lose John Locke, we lose America is 100% true, and also 100% a leftist idea. The Enlightenment, why did I say it like that? The Enlightenment was a was a time of huge progressive growth throughout the world. And like back then, the conservatives, like the Ben Shapiros of the world back then, would be rejecting the Enlightenment as radical and like, you know, as a threat to our society and our Western civilization, you know? He's 36. Ben Shapiro's 36. Buddy. Yikes.
And their elected representatives. The laws and liberties of this kingdom, in Locke's view, belonged to its citizens.
Agreed. So, let's hold that up.
This was, of course, how the American rebels saw their relationship with England. The Americans had no say in laws that the English crown and parliament were forcing on them. And, to put it mildly, they didn't like it. No taxation without representation was a classic expression of their displeasure.
But this is also what we're doing right now, right? Like, this is exactly what a lot of leftist ideas are at the moment, because we realize the disparities in our society, realize that middle and lower class have very little input in their government's laws, and the upper class holds all the power and can buy senators basically to pass the laws that they want passed and pay close to zero taxes. Right? DC is not a state, exactly. And DC won't be a state unless we make the Senate blue, unless we manage to, or not if we DC will never be a state under conservative leadership because they know that they would 100% be a Democratic seat in the Senate.
How to frame the argument so that the whole world would understand it? Jefferson looked to Locke for inspiration and guidance.
Yep.
And using Locke helped in another way. How better, Jefferson calculated, to justify an American revolution than to use the arguments that were once used to justify an English one?
That's exactly what I'm saying. How better to justify a revolution than to use the arguments that were used to justify an American one, that were used to justify an English one. Real quick, yo. Should we, hold up. Should we go to the Declaration of Independence? Declaration of Independence. Let's read up on what they're saying. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying out its foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. I agree. Well said. Well said. Very well said. And that's what we're doing. Because the majority of America has realized that the freedoms and the liberties and the happiness of a huge part of its demographic is being robbed of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They tend to be black. So we are using the same logic, and you guys reject it. Wholeheartedly, you reject this line of thinking. All right.
One.
What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? Young Leo DeCap? I really don't see it. I don't know. Thanks, I guess, though.
So, what were those arguments?
What were those arguments,
Locke
Ben?
posited three. First, all men are created equal.
Yes.
Second, certain basic...
Hey, hold up. Let me...
basic rights exist independent of government.
Yeah.
Third, government exists to protect those rights.
Yeah. What do we say? We start institutions among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. So only if we say they're doing a good job, they're allowed to do a good job. And if we think they're not doing a good job, you can say, hey, stop that. And if they disagree, we can overthrow them. I don't see that anywhere on here. Certain basic, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Yep. Though it's kind of funny that the government is not protecting those rights.
Let's take
You guys are really not paying attention at all. I love it though. Thanks, guys.
in turn. Number one, all men are created equal.
Yeah.
Locke starts this argument at a very basic level, namely, that human beings were created equal by God. We're
Yes.
all part of the same species. We're all capable of doing human things.
Well, I don't think... I mean, yeah, they use the word by God, but I don't personally believe that in religion that aggressively. We were just born.
Things. In that sense, we are equal, not in qualities or outcome, but in right.
What does that mean? Not in qualities or outcome. We are equal, as in we were all born as humans, but not in qualities or outcome. That's a really easy conclusion to jump to. Oh, the bad qualities, like that's why in black communities their culture is not as high, not as good as like the white culture. So this is the thing. He's not making any point right now. He's not making any point, but he's allowing the aggressively right viewers to draw their own conclusions and make their own, because I listen to this and I'm like, yeah, bro, you're right, Ben Shapiro. We were inspired by the Enlightenment thinkers, and we should be listening to those Enlightenment thinkers and progressing, and carrying out their legacy. But anyone who watches PragerU, not to make fun of it, is thinking, oh, and socialists are trying to take over the government, and we'll have no freedoms, and I'll have to wear a mask inside, and they're gonna brainwash all of us, and oh God, guys, our life, liberty, and our freedoms are being shit on by Joe Biden and the radical left. That's what they think when they hear this. They think that if the left is put in charge, we lose John Locke and we lose America. Because they believe that the left doesn't believe in Enlightenment thinking, which is really interesting coming from a fascist, because they directly are opposed to the Enlightenment.
Right. As John Locke wrote, creatures of the same species, born to all the same advantages of nature and the use.
Wait, I want to go back to this point. He said not of quality or outcome. Yeah, so that's super easy if you're like a fascist or just a Republican to say, oh yeah, well, now I guess because the outcomes of black people, because, 1350, I guess they're not equal, that justifies that argument. I'm leftist. No, that can draw that conclusion for people who subscribe to these conspiracies.
Of the same species, born to all the same advantages of nature and the use of the same faculties, should also be equal without subordination or subjection.
We did not uphold that one too great, did we? What did I say?
In this way, a king is in equal.
Born species, born to all the same advantages of nature, and use the same faculties, should be equal. Nice. Why are we talking about my Vyvanse still? Yeah, no shit. We really used, of course John Locke probably didn't believe this about black people. No one did at the time, because to them, black people were not in the same species as white people. So of course I'm not going to make that conclusion. Yeah, the right, conservatives, progressives. Progressive want to progress. The Enlightenment was a progression on the feudal system before it. And conservatives, well, they want to conserve.
Without subordination or subjection.
Yeah, good thing we subjected
in this way,
half of our population to slavery.
A king is in no way superior to a commoner, such that he might violate the commoner's rights.
Okay, so why is a billionaire owner of a company currently superior to the middle class in a way that they can violate their rights? And they are.
The king is a human being. The commoner is a human being. Each can reason. Therefore, one is equal to the other. We take this for granted now, but in 1690, it was a...
What do you mean we take this for granted now? I mean, we know that, but everyone on the left is trying to remind all the conservatives that is the case. But conservatives will always kowtow to lobbyists and big business. Because, the free market, guys, the free market. If we lose the free market, we lose America. I still don't get what the Enlightenment means. The Enlightenment was a period of time where new ideas, where basically the ideas that all humans, no matter what, should be able to participate and make the choices that dictate how they're governed, I guess. Saying that everyone should be there's no reason why a peasant farmer who works for the lords and doesn't have any income of their own shouldn't have a say in how their government controls them. They're hey, these people should be able to dictate their future. That's what the Enlightenment essentially was. That's like super basic. Go look into it though, it's very interesting. But don't use this as a source. Don't use Ben Shapiro as a source.
Radical notion.
What are you saying?
We take this for granted now, but in 1690, it was a radical notion.
And we are still pushing for these ideas, and you still call them radical, Ben.
Number 2, certain basic rights exist independent of government.
Life,
Locke
liberty, and the
believed
pursuit
that
of
it was
happiness.
man's natural state to be free. Therefore, freedom pre-exists government. That is, freedom came first, government came later.
Yes. See, anyone who is on the right hears this, freedom came first, government came later, and their line of thinking is, I know, this is an unfortunate place to pause. Sorry, Ben. Lucky he has a little, like, butthole mouth. Anyone on the right who sees this statement instantly jumps to the conclusion that, oh yeah, socialism will put freedom second and government first. This is such a stupid misconception, because that's not what it does. This is exactly what capitalism does, but they are too stupid to realize the how conjoined big business and capitalism is into our government system. So when they say, I don't believe the government should mandate masks, but I think the owners, the store owners should mandate masks, they sound dumb as hell. And it's funny to me that the people who say this support the actions in Portland. That is exactly what's happening. Everyone who supports the actions in Portland also claim to believe that freedom comes first and government comes later, in the Enlightenment views. And when I first, watching this video, I almost think that, Ben's actually going to try to remind the base that that this is government overreach. But that's not what he's going to do. I guarantee you he's not going to make that claim. He's not going to pick a side. They're just going to let their conservative viewers make up their own mind, and their own mind will always be America first, ultranationalist, and relatively fascisty. Freedom came first, government came later. So why is everyone's freedom of expression and their First Amendment being shit on by the government right now?
One hears this thinking expressed in Jefferson's famous phrase, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Among those rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." There's a lot of people who are having their life, liberty, and their happiness taken away by the state.
Here's how Locke put it. The natural state of man is to be free from any superior power on earth, and not to be under the will or legislative authority of a government. As rational
That's exactly what a conservative government is.
human beings, Locke contended, we have the liberty, whether king or commoner, to think and act as we wish, so long as we harm no one else. Number 3.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Because y'all harming a lot of people, either directly, like being a counter-protest and going to Black Lives Matter protests and pulling out a fucking bow and arrow to shoot at peaceful protesters, or by allowing companies to violate human rights and violate you indirectly without even noticing it. That's the sad part. They are getting shit on the most. They don't even realize it, and they still cat's out of these corporations.
Government exists to protect those rights. For Locke, the purpose of government was to protect the individual's freedom.
That's why we need more regulations. Because that would protect our rights. They're arguing right now. They're arguing leftist points. But to a alt-right, ultra-nationalist base that won't hear that, and instead hear that, socialism and communism, and that's government overreach.
And to protect the property, the land and material.
They always show black people as their cartoons. Always. You don't like black people, stop using them.
Goods he lawfully acquired. The last thing Locke wanted was to give the government the power to take away
the government doesn't protect people's rights. It should. It doesn't. It takes more away.
Weigh that liberty or undermine those property rights. If
Our
government
government doesn't protect individual rights, human rights, not in the way it works right now. Leftists want it to, and they fight for that. That's why we are pro-choice, because we care about individualism.
couldn't provide those protections, or if it abused its power, it didn't deserve to exist.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get rid of it.
The end of law, he wrote, is not to abolish or restrain freedom, but to preserve and enlarge freedom. Boiled down into a revolution, not to abolish or restrain.
The end of law is not to abolish or restrain freedom,
but to preserve and enlarge freedom.
Preserve and enlarge freedom. Yeah, that's what the left is trying to do, is to build off this, to preserve and to enlarge it.
Boiled down into a revolutionary slogan, we might summarize Locke's three-pronged philosophy this way. Don't tread on me.
Oh my God. That is not what John Locke was advocating for. Because the don't tread on me is a huge, you know, the like us and them, right? Like you, everyone outside, don't tread on me because this is us. That's so pathetic. See, now everyone watching who is potentially like not alt-right already listen to this and maybe draw some conclusions about the Portland, and then the second they hear don't tread on me, they're like, oh yeah, don't tread on me, oh yeah, oh, America. You know, that's their line of thinking. This instantly brought them back to their shitty, pathetic conservative ideas.
Can't get much more American than that.
No, really? A black guy holding the don't tread on me flag. All of this is wrong. Also, I don't know who does their art here, but I would like to draw attention to the proportions of this man's nose compared to the rest of his face, and let you draw the conclusion if you think that is some sort of racial bias or not. It's holy shit. That is large. Yeah, this is all wrong. No. Don't tread on me was supposed to advocates for states' rights, and the states' rights are to own slave. To enslave you. So man, black conservatives, man. Even the animated ones, I don't like them.
But today, Locke's ideas are under full-fledged assault. There are many Americans who believe that human beings are not created equal.
And it's not because I don't like them because they're black. I don't like them because they're conservatives. Want to clear that up.
That we should treat people differently.
There are many Americans who believe that human beings are not created equal, that we should treat people differently based on their group identity. Everyone watching this video that is not me or this 8 viewers in my chat. So those are all the people who believe that. Stop trying to distance yourself. Be like, oh, well, some people believe that that other races should be treated differently. You are some people, Ben.
Based on their group identity.
Because when I hear group identity, like, I don't want to get into identity politics right now. But there are many Americans who believe that human beings are not created equal, that we should treat people differently based on their group identity. So if you look at the argument 1350, right? That argument, when I've talked to conservatives trying to argue that point, they always say, oh, it's not the race. And I'm like, so they go, okay, well, what about 1350? And I go, why? They're like, what do you mean? Why? I go, why do black people commit 50% of violent crimes? And they're like, I'm like, okay, is it because they're black? And obviously they never say yes to that, even though that's what they believe, but they will never admit that. So they're like, oh, no. I'm like, okay, then why? They're like, oh, well, you know, it's just their culture, like it's black culture. I'm like, okay, cool. So that argument right there gives them permission to discriminate based on group identity. Because they call it identity, they say they're discriminating against a culture, or they'll never say they're discriminating against a culture. They'll just say they don't believe that culture is socially acceptable, or whatever they say. And in turn, they're just saying they don't like black people. We should treat people differently based on their... Yeah, you believe that.
There are many Americans who believe that rights do not pre-exist government, that government is both our master and protector.
You believe that.
Granting and withdrawing privileges.
Everyone who supports Portland, or everyone who supports, who believes like Blue Lives Matter, believes this line of thinking directly. But I'm sure anyone watching this video who isn't me or my 8 viewers, will see this and think, oh shit, our little fascisty government right now believes this. Like, when I see this, I think of conservatives and conservatives only. When I see this statement, I think of conservatives and conservatives only, right? They think of leftists and liberals. Sorry for burping all the time. The only problem is we are correct in our assertion that they believe this way, because we can look at the policies that they have pushed for that actively try to disenfranchise black people and minorities. And we can look at the deployment of unidentifiable paramilitary kind of... Paramilitary? No, that's like parachuting. Like military troops in Portland, and now potentially other cities, that is also a form to disenfranchise people, because they get arrested and then they can't vote. And all of this is stripping rights from individuals. So, you know, not a good look. All right, let's finish this video, and then I need to pee and go fishing.
As it sees fit. And there are many Americans who believe that government should have almost unlimited power.
Fascists believe that.
Everything that Locke rejects.
See, but everyone watching this video who sees that they're like, oh, communism, oh, socialism.
These Americans rush to...
It's sad that they don't fail to see that socialism would probably help them directly the most. If you are middle or lower class and a white conservative, you will hugely benefit from socialist policies.
To embrace. Their preference for paternalistic government is not what Locke envisioned or what Jefferson described in the Declaration of Independence. We need to re-envision these Americans rush to embrace. Their preference for paternalistic government is not what Locke envisioned or what Jefferson described.
Agreed. Also, John Locke's nose is huge, so maybe they weren't racist. I know. Alicia, I'm so happy. I can't believe you've actually stayed for a whole stream. I can't believe all of you guys stayed for an entire stream. I love you guys. Thank you so much. John Locke's nose is also huge, but Jefferson has a nice little normal, or not normal, but I don't know. Maybe they weren't being racist. We'll never know. I won't give them the benefit of the doubt, though. Let's trigger you. They're racist. What the fuck is he saying? Yeah, no, John Locke, our founding fathers would shit themselves if they saw the state of the government right now. They would, like, actively be leftists. So, love to see that. Maybe not Hamilton. Probably Hamilton, too. We wouldn't bully you. Guys, we don't bully people here.
In the Declaration of Independence. We need to reintroduce John Locke and his ideas.
We are. You're not.
To a nation that has become increasingly blind to fundamental elements of its own history and character.
That's you guys.
Because if we lose Locke, we lose America. I'm Ben Shapiro for Prager University.
All right, shut up. So the worst thing about this video is that he's not wrong. He is actually very correct. The problem with this video is that it's Ben Shapiro and that it's Prager University. So, let's read the comments. Let's see what people think about this. Most of us learn the key ideas of Declaration of All-American, blah, 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 blah. Classical liberalism, more speech, more debates, no ideology, free market of ideas. Today's liberals, cancel culture, less debates, intersectional feelings over truth. Yeah, see, I was right. Oh wait, you guys can't even see the comments. There we go. Yeah. So, you know, of course they don't actually listen to this and realize what it means and realize that our values and our Enlightenment ideas are currently being treaded on by our government. Ben is absolutely correct in the presentation of John's. Okay, this has no bias, but he was also not absolutely correct. He fucked up a lot. As long as we hurt no one else, and thus things go wrong today. Everyone can now claim to be harmed by simple speech and opinions that do not match their own. To those we should say, grow a spine. No. See, like, this is what we're saying. God, I'm so right. It's hard. They believe that their rights are being taken away because people are finally standing up to oppression. Right? Because there is truth that rhetoric, say it's ableism or sexism or any of the isms, will fundamentally harm people. Classical liberalism, more speech, more debates, no ideology, free market of ideas, is really funny because every classical liberal that I've talked to supports the Portland actions. What's his name? Tim Pool. He's a liberal. He markets himself as a liberal. Is not condemning and is actually supporting the Portland shit. Yeah, all my teachers are left because they're educated. As a kid in junior high school, some of the things we had to read. Okay, I don't care. The Achilles heel of democracy. Democracy cannot exist as a permanent form of government. It can only exist until the majority discovers it can vote itself large. Who's Tyler? What the fuck is that? No, it's because socialism is a step forward from democracy. And socialism is the purest form of democracy. Who's here? Oh, this guy's talking about the show Lost. The left just needs to know one thing. Did John Locke own slaves? Or did he know anyone who owned slaves? If so, he's racist and therefore canceled. They're missing the point. It's so sad. Yeah, I was 100% right. The conservatives will take this message and run with it and not realize the complete hypocrisy that is in their rhetoric. And in doing so, what's it called? Propaganda cannons can fire full steam ahead, as they always do. Alright. What the fuck got in trouble for proving them wrong? Half the time their sources contradict their point. I know, it's so easy. That's the best part about debating conservatives. You're like, hey, some of your sources. You look at their sources, and you realize that you just need to read a little farther down, and it disproves their point. Why are so many young people unhappy? Do we have time? Do we have time for another program? No, we don't. Fuck. We didn't get to Minecraft today, boys. I'm so sad. Damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of sad. I wanted to get to Minecraft. I was excited. That's a bummer. That's a big bummer. All right. Their cultural appropriation video. Okay, next time we'll hang out and PragerU a little bit. Is Tytler just Hitler spelled weird? All right, let me just read a few of chat because I wasn't fully paying attention. You guys were talking about random shit the entire time. I had no idea what was going on. See, you guys, kind of, the left ruins everything. I know the left ruins everything, but at the same time, it's not a big threat. You know, fascist speak I was talking about. Luckily, I've never had a conservative teacher. Me neither. My 8th grade teacher was left. I was blessed. Hell yeah. They love citing sources and still being wrong. When will you go on Minecraft? On Jerry streams. Thanks, guys. I know. When are you gonna stream left? No, fuck, guys. It's 3:04. I want to go outside today. I haven't been outside. I want to stream Minecraft for you guys. I feel bad. Let me just see. Put all jobs matter. No, you guys are hilarious. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. You guys don't need to pay attention. I think it's just good for me to get my thoughts out. I need a rant, you know? The sun is bad for your skin. Oh, you're right. You're right. I just need a rant. Don't read the chat. Wait. Okay, alright, so on. Literally, what are they trying to prove? Racism, baby. But like rock and roll is kind of like rap. They just have the same themes. Exactly. I agree with that. Also, rock and roll is also stolen from black people. Damn, we really lagging, huh? It's 3:09. Wait, when did I say 3:04? I meant to say it's 3:09. It's 3:09 right now. There was a party switch, right? Because the Republicans didn't deny it. Yeah, there's a party switch. Parties were morphing all the time. All the time. All the time. I don't know the exact dates, but there was a party switch. You can just look at the ideologies and the reforms that the politicians pushed for. Whether or not they were more leftist and liberal, or if they were more conservative. Why did the Democratic South become Republican? PragerU literally has a video on this, guys. Look at this. Why did the Democratic South become Republican? Like, I mean, at least they are aware of it. I'm sure they were lying throughout that entire video. But, you know what we should do next time? Next stream, guys. We're going to research the party switch. We're going to watch this PragerU video, make fun of it, and then we'll play Minecraft. Okay? Okay? Is that fine? Oh, the crime bill? Okay, so Bill Clinton basically fucking sucks. He followed in the footsteps of the presidents before him, and their policies were like tough on crime, and that's how they all won it. So the only chance that he had to win, or this is not the only thing, but being tough on crime was a huge, very, very attractive to very, very attractive to a lot of voters, especially the voters who fell subject to the Southern strategy. So that's what it is. Alicia, I'll be so sad if you're working. Should we schedule next live stream? Maybe I'll take the day off tomorrow. I think I might do like an every other day thing. The 23rd around 1 p.m. I'll probably be live again. Actually, wait, no shit. Let me check my calendar. Calendar. 23rd. Yeah, okay, at 1 p.m. on the 23rd, I can stream again. Oh, my neck. 1 p.m. the 23rd. Gonna go stream. Guys, please, please, please. Please support swing states. Go to pods or Vote Save America, Crooked Media, Adopt a State, and help out as best you can. We need this election. It's the most important election of our lives. Probably one of the most important elections for the country, because right now we are stumbling rapidly into fascism. And the people trying to make PragerU videos supporting the Enlightenment are at the same time in practice rejecting the Enlightenment. Fortnite dance right now for punishment. No. Thank you for hanging out. I'm so close to my microphone. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see you all on the 23rd, 1 p.m. I don't want to go live on TikTok again. I hate doing that, but I want viewers. But I like. It's honestly so nice. This like small little community. It's so much more fun. I love it. We're gonna find a way to get chat to go up on stream. Let me figure that out right now. Actually, paste. No. Oh. False advertisement. Jessica. Source. Oh man. Alright, I'll figure out a way to get chat on stream. Thank you guys. Do Twitch. Well, it's easier for people to find my YouTube. It's easier for me to post videos from YouTube here. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you. I'll see y'all very soon. Stay safe. Change minds. Get educated. Okay, bye. My shit. Fuck. Oh no! I clicked off my streaming. I can. Okay. No! Oh god. Yay! Alright, I'll see you all then. Bye.